There are cities, and then there are cages dressed as cities. At first glance, this world looks flawless, gleaming towers, spotless streets, skies without a blemish. But this illusion is only for those who live above. This world is built on division. Two halves, one rotten truth. Above, the rich enjoy luxury so excessive, they discard perfectly working tech just because the paint chipped. Below, in the shadows of that paradise, lie the slums, a place where people are treated no better than the trash they're buried in. And between them is the pit. The pit is no myth. It's real. A bottomless abyss where everything unwanted ends up. Garbage, machines, animals, people. You commit a crime, you go to the pit, you fall out of favor, you go to the pit, you break down, same story. And then there's Rudo. He doesn't live in the city, he doesn't belong there. He was born into the slums, raised among broken things and broken people. But unlike most, he doesn't see trash as waste. He sees it as potential. Every week, Rudo climbs, crawls, and risks his life to sneak into the junkyards of the city. Those cold, mechanical halls where rich people send everything they've discarded. Why? Because to him, broken doesn't mean worthless. A cracked lantern, a torn stuffed animal, an old radio, these are things people once loved. He repairs them. He gives them new life. It's his way of showing that not everything discarded should be forgotten, but that belief makes him a criminal. One night he's caught. He was digging through a pile of discarded electronics when a guard storms in. He calls Rudo filth, vermin, a degenerate, but Rudo doesn't respond. He's used to it. Every Tuesday, someone calls him a disgrace. When the alarms go off and guards pour in, Rudo hurls garbage at them. It's funny, they're so obsessed with cleanliness. One touch of raw eggs makes them recoil like vampires from holy water. He escapes, barely, leaping, rolling, sprinting through underground tunnels and vents. Not because he loves danger, because he believes that everyone deserves a second chance. Back in the slums, he returns with his findings and sets up his little stall. Nobody thanks him. Most ignore him. Some mock him. He wears thick black gloves, always. People say they're filthy, cursed, haunted. They don't know the truth. They're holding something inside. Something even Rudo doesn't fully understand. Enter Chiwa. She's one of the few who still talks to him like he's human. One of the few who cares. She yells at him for taking risks. He tells her, they throw out good things. Someone has to save them. She doesn't say anything at first, but her eyes soften. She understands. But then 3 boys show up. They sneer at him, wrinkle their noses, call him garbage. They insult his gloves, his shop, even the lantern he just fixed. But the moment they bring up his past, his father, who they claim was a murderer, something in Rudo snaps. He doesn't move, doesn't speak, just stares. And that stare is enough. The bullies run. Their courage drains, but their words remain. You'll end up like your dad. It hurts because Rudo doesn't even know the truth. All he's ever known is the pain in his hands and the quiet love of the man who raised him. Raito, his adoptive father, the only family he has. That night, Rudo returns home with a gift. The toy puppy he found, cleaned and fixed. It's for Chiwa, but Rato's already waiting, grinning. He saw the whole thing, teases him for being nervous. But then he turns serious. You don't have to do this, Rudo. We're okay. You don't owe me anything. Rudo says nothing for a moment, then replies quietly, I'm just doing my part. Raito tends to Rudo's wounds, changes his bandages, talks about Chiwa, about love, about future. Rudo stares at his hands again. They burn sometimes, ache. These gloves suppress the pain but not the shame. People always feared his hands, even when he was a child. Tell her how you feel, Raito urges, before someone else does. Rudo laughs, nervous, hopeful. Tomorrow, he'll do it, and he does. He walks to Chiwa's house, puppy in hand. But before he can speak, a procession passes. A criminal being thrown into the pit. The punishment for murder, for being unfit. Rudo watches, shaken. Chiwa appears. She warns him, begs him to stop taking risks. Even if it's for a good reason, don't throw your life away. Then she says something that hits him harder than a bullet. Raito loves you, so do I. Rudo freezes. His brain lags behind. Did she mean that? Did she slip? She panics. He stammers, but he offers the puppy toy anyway. Chiwa accepts, smiles, says she'll treasure it. Rudo walks home euphoric. His heart is racing. His soul feels light. He rushes through the slums, eager to tell Rito. But when he opens the door, he sees blood. Rito lies on the ground, eyes wide, gasping. A masked man stands over him, knife in hand. Rudo charges, but the killer hits him so hard he blacks out. When he wakes, it's too late. Rito is dying. His voice is faint. Run, he says. Don't let this world break you. Change it. Then, silence. The only person who ever loved him is gone, and then the guards arrive. They don't care about the blood trail leading away. They don't ask questions. They don't even look for the masked man. They see Rudo and a corpse. That's enough. He begs them to listen, to find the killer, to check the street cameras, to just look. They punch him, drag him, mock him. The next day, Rudo stands at the edge of the pit, chained, judged, condemned. The people cheer. The judge announces his sentence with dramatic flair. Murder, a crime of the highest order. The punishment is death. Rudo's eyes scan the crowd. They land on Chiwa. He screams her name. I didn't do it, I swear. Please, believe me. She stares at him, silent, then drops the puppy toy he gave her and turns away. In that moment, Rudo breaks, not from the pain, not from the betrayal, from the truth that no one ever saw him, that no one wanted to. He looks at the crowd and snarls, "You call me trash? You're worse. You're the filth. Mindless meat with no soul." Then he sees something, the masked man. He's there, in the crowd. Rudo points, yells, but no one listens. Then the platform opens, and he falls. Down, down, into the abyss. Time stretches, thought fades, then impact, but he doesn't die. He lands on mounds of garbage. He rises, dazed, confused, breathing, alive, but why? He looks around, a sea of twisted metal, rotten food, scrapped machines, the graveyard of the world. Then a shadow falls over him, something massive, eyes glowing, teeth gnashing, a creature made of trash, a demon born from the same rot that raised him. Rudo stares, unblinking. They threw him away, but they didn't destroy him. They forged him. And now, he's going to climb back. And when he returned, he won't be the same boy who begged for mercy. He'll be the god they feared, and the world will burn.